From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith took to the stage in Edmonton yesterday to address the United Conservative Party faithful at their annual convention. Now, fresh off the success of signing a deal with Ottawa committing the two governments to working together toward a new pipeline project to the West Coast, a seemingly reluctant Smith was prodded by the crowd to comment on the deal. She suggested the pact was a, quote, clear win for Alberta. But others in the audience felt the province conceded too much to Ottawa, including a potential increase in the industrial carbon price. A new book suggests Canada maintains a low level of civilian oversight over the military when compared to other democracies due to Parliament's rigid party discipline. Canadian Press reporter John Kennedy has the details.
A 10-year study by 3 top Canadian defense experts argue Canada is competing with Japan, Chile, and Brazil for the most irrelevant legislatures for their civilian-military relations out of a group of 15 democracies. Their conclusion comes as Prime Minister Mark Carney prepares to embark on a massive military spending binge at levels not seen since the Cold War. And that follows a major military sexual misconduct scandal in recent years, which saw senior military officials sidelined.
Carleton University International Relations professor and co-author Stephen Seidman says the easiest way to improve oversight would be to give the House of Commons Defense Committee security clearances to review classified information. Meanwhile, coordinating Canada's response to disasters and major security incidents will soon be streamlined with a new operations centre. The new facility, opening next month, features a room with a pair of 2-story high screens connected to more than 500 different data points. It also has space for 80 people and a room divider to handle multiple emergencies at once. Officials say one of the center's main benefits will be bringing more people together in the same room to better coordinate a national response to everything from wildfires and floods to cyber and terrorist attacks. It's apparently been a quiet 11 months for conservation officers in Manitoba tasked with watching for migrants and drug smugglers along the U.S. border. Natural Resources Minister Ian Bushey says that as far as he knows, they have not seen anything illegal. The union representing conservation officers says it hasn't heard of any incidents either. The government promised that 11 conservation officers would spend more time in border areas after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened tariffs on Canadian and Mexican goods over supposedly lax border security. And finally, many across Ontario will be cleaning up this weekend after being slammed by a multi-day storm that was set to dump upwards of 70 centimeters of snow in some areas. Environment Canada had issued snow squall and storm warnings for parts of southern and southwestern Ontario, including in areas along the eastern shore of Lake Huron and regions off Georgian Bay. Up to 60 centimeters of the white stuff in northeastern Ontario was forecast, as the system was expected to linger into today. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Washington Capitals rallied from 2 goals down to defeat the Toronto Maple Leafs 4-2. The Leafs dropping to 2-7-0 when on the road. Seth Jarvis scored 3 goals as the Carolina Hurricanes beat the Winnipeg Jets 5-1. The St. Louis Blues edged out the Ottawa Senators 4-3. The Calgary Flames beating the Florida Panthers 5-3. The San Jose Sharks topped the Vancouver Canucks 3-2, and the Montreal Canadiens dispatched the Vegas Golden Knights 4-1. And over in the PWHL, Minnesota blanked Seattle 3-0. And finally, still on the ice, the Calgary rink, skipped by Brad Jacobs, beat Matt Dunstone's Winnipeg team by a final score of 9-8 in the men's final at the Canadian Olympic Curling Trials in Halifax. Dunstone flashed a double takeout attempt with his final shot in the 10th end to give Jacobs a pair for the victory. The men will play Game 2 Saturday evening, and Game 3, if needed, will be Sunday evening. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.